This time in the corner.
Back for Marcus Smith. Marcus Smith. What a take by Max Billings.
Favours is popped over the top. That's one to deal with. And Marcus Smith is in there.
Hello and welcome to O2 Inside Line Live. We are back with another episode coming to you from Le Touquet in France, our home where England Rugby are training just down the road. I'm Topsy Ojo. Thank you very much for tuning in once again on tonight's show. We've got two former England stars who are going to tell us about life in France so far. We've got our usual fun and games to get involved in. And as always, this is your show too. So please fire away with your questions. Put them in the comments below. Use the hashtag #WearTheRose and we'll put as many of your questions to our guests as we possibly can. So let's bring on the guests. And first up, she's played 84 times for England, won everything there is to win within the game. Please welcome Rachael Burford.
Hey, we good?
And joining Burf on the sofa, the arch finisher, one of England's best try scorers, none other than Chris Ashton.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Ashy, Burf, good to see you both. You've been in France for a little while now, so how are you enjoying your time?
Yeah, very much so. I jumped on the train on Saturday down to Marseille, and just atmosphere building, getting down to Marseille. It's been brilliant so far.
Yeah, Ashy, what about you?
Mixed reviews, to be honest.
Okay.
Yes.
Why is that?
Strong start.
Straight in.
I've done a lot of travelling. Did 8 hours to be here in your wonderful second home that you've got here. It's nice. Things have been going well since you finished rugby.
Yeah, that's all right. I've upgraded.
Yeah, it's good. Well done, mate. So I've done a lot of travelling, seen a lot of France, a lot of countryside. I've spent most of my time in Marseille. So I've been to the England-Argentina game and I went to the Scotland game, South Africa last night. The atmosphere at both games was unbelievable.
Yeah, has that been quite noticeable since you've been in France, like the atmosphere around the games? Now, guys are really getting stuck into it. You've just been able to savour it all up and really enjoy it. Yeah,
there was a big difference yesterday, I thought. The English were actually quite quiet in and around Marseille. When the Scots were there yesterday, it was loud. Gerard Butler was knocking around at lunch. He just turned up because we had a bagpiper at lunch. He just turned up out of nowhere, so we sat down and had a beer with us and had some lunch. It was nice. Then everybody latched onto him and he probably had a horrible day. Yeah, he couldn't move after that.
Fair enough. Burf, obviously there's a lot of talk about Saturday night, but what was it like for you sat there watching? I mean, did it make you miss international rugby as well?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you watch international rugby, it's so incredible, and all of our times and our caps, and I mean, you always relish the opportunity to be out there, but being in amongst with the fans, and I was a bit worried because there were so many white and blue shirts around that I thought that we were going to be outnumbered, but the noise and the atmosphere just brought back good memories from playing, and yeah, to see get the win, it was unbelievable.
That I think was the biggest difference for me, being at a game with not being involved and being there early doing the commentary. I think it's the bit before when it's the silence, when there's no one in, that got me. That's the bit when the players are walking around doing the warm up and you can see them visualising walking around the pitch. Yeah. That was the bit where I was like, oh, actually, I would actually not mind being down there. That is the only bit, because I am completely done with rugby. That's the only part that I missed. But the silence before it gets to chaos was the bit that I missed, and it was chaos. The atmosphere
take it like all in.
It was so loud. I was thankful I had headphones on, otherwise I've had to take some ear defenders in with me, I think.
Yeah, there always is that moment, is there, pre-game? Because we normally get there a couple of hours early where you look around and you just take it all in, and then you compare that to the noise at the beginning and you're like, right, this is something special. We actually had a question come in from Martin on YouTube, so thanks, Martin, for this one. I'll put it to both you guys. One game or moment you could relive, what would you pick?
I've got one.
You know yours.
Yeah, okay.
I reckon I'd go for the Manu punch.
Wow.
I'd like to throw one back at least.
I was not expecting you to say that.
Well, second time round, I might get knocked out, so it could be bad, it could be good. But I would have liked to have put up a little bit more of a fight, so I think I'll go with that.
All right, I was not expecting that.
I'll bring it back to rugby.
Hey, up to you. You don't have to. You don't have to.
Well, I haven't been in a position where I've got knocked out in a game.
Well, no, I didn't get knocked out, but
You sure?
I had 10 stitches in each eye, so that's good.
Worse, yeah. Mine would be playing in France. It's one of the best apart from being at home, it's one of the best places. And in 2018, we played in France. It was a record crowd, and we lost that game in 2017. It was, but just the atmosphere, the crowd, the bus journey in, all of it was just. It felt like a real pinnacle moment. And even though we lost by 1 point in the death, it's still a big moment that I really relive, and would obviously want it to go back and win it, but always playing in France always sticks out there. Yeah,
and of course you had a very special time in France in 2014. Tell us a bit about that. Must have fond memories. Yeah, really good memories. Just being in and amongst around in France, it's always such a good place. The fans, the environment, it's always something that you want to aspire to be in. The opportunity to play in a major tournament where rugby is such the heart around here, isn't it? It's so embedded in the people, and that was a really, really special time for that squad. Yeah, so you both had lots of time in France, so as we should, cultured people. Parlez-vous français? Any French lingo you can share? Un petit peu.
That is it, literally, that is it.
Spent a whole season in France, un petit peu.
It got me by. But I had a full English backline, so I was okay at Timor. That was right. I think that's a bit of a cop-out. You still lived here for a year. And it was 5 years ago. And I'm from Wigan, so there's a combination of different factors there, mate. Yeah, I've got about 5 words.
All right, enough to get by. Enough to get by.
I'm not sure I'll get by, but...
Actually, before we move on, a quick word on Steve Borthwick. Of course, you played under him as coach at Leicester. Yeah. A lot of pressure coming into this game, but England got their performance, got their tournament off to a start. But what... a word on him and him as a coach, him as a person, and how you think now he can take this group forwards. Yeah, he is the most detailed coach that I've ever seen. I'm surprised the man even sleeps, I bet you he doesn't put many hours into sleeping, because he's just always thinking about the next thing, how he can improve someone or something, or has he missed a detail, or even at Leicester he was worrying about the paint on the walls, down to that. He was like, I don't like the paint, it's too much in your face. It's like, that's the level of detail we're talking. So I think as fans, I was always had faith that Saturday would happen, because I know what Steve's like, and I know the detail. He will leave nothing unturned to try and get the best out of the players, and we probably haven't seen that in the warm-up games, but what warm-up games? It's all forgotten now, hasn't it? It's all gone. Yeah, absolutely. All right, more to come from you guys later on. Quick round of applause for Ashton and Burf. Remember, guys, it's not just here on O2 Inside Line. You can get all your information England Rugby. There is also the England Rugby podcast. Last week we had Freddie Stewart. This week's episode is none other than Captain Courtney Laws.
I'm less interested, honestly, in the race aspect. I'm much more interested in the social economic aspect. You're going to get more different ethnicities in rugby if you just open it up and make it a sport that anybody, no matter how much your mum and dad earn, can play and participate in. And so you'll see more people like me, Genji, them kind of boys. If we want to actually make a change and make it an open sport, we need to kind of change the curriculum, because most state schools just don't play rugby. And in that lies the problem. You're listening to the England Rugby Podcast, O2 Inside Line, and I'm Courtney Laws.
out overnight. So make sure wherever you get your podcast, search for England Rugby to make sure you get the latest episode. Welcome back to O2 Inside Line Live. We've taken it outside. I'm Topsy with Burf and Ashy, and it's time for a little bit of back to front, our weekly game. So guys, you're going to learn all about it very, very soon. But first up, obviously we had some England players from camp yesterday. Here's how Ellis Genge and Benel got on with the challenge. We go.
In control, great start. Great start.
We'll count it.
12. That's harsh. That was 12.
Our judge says 12. 12. Well, we're getting serious now. The Crocs are off. Here we go.
I don't think.
Have we got two yet? I think Genji was actually sweating with laughter at Benel's attempt. I mean, he came in with a pretty solid 12. The less said about Benel, the better. Rock bottom in there with 2. We've actually had a couple of fan entries as well, of course. You got Freddie Painter sat there at 14 in the lead. Very, very good. Jamie came in there strong, 12 as well. We've actually had one from Sky Sports presenter Joe Tomlinson. But I'll let you guys watch and you can see what you think.
All right. Whenever you're ready, mate. Joe Tomlinson here, taking on the back to front challenge. This is simple. How long have we got? 15 seconds. No! I'm just gonna have to wing it. Get out of my way! Come on! Topsy! Come on! Forget the first 2 attempts.
Don't actually know what the words are to describe that. I mean, first off, he's kicking it, and then he calls me out, and then barely gets one. I think.
I'm not going to say anything, because it might be worse.
So, Joe, appreciate the effort. Maybe do it again, send it in, and you might get another shout out on next week's show. So, guys, very simple. Ball behind your back to the front, 20 seconds on the clock. See how many you can do. 14 is the top target. At least more than 2 will do. So,
there's got to be a bit of a stewards on some of Genji's technique, though, isn't there?
You can take that with Genji.
Okay.
All right, who's going first?
Never mind.
You can go. Oh, we're going to rock.
Paper, scissors.
Spud. Rock,
I like
paper,
it, though.
scissors.
I like this one. Ready?
All right, yeah, you're up first. Okay, let's get 20 seconds on the clock, please. No pressure, Burf. 3, 2, 1, off you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bonus for style as well. 7, 8. Oh, still 8. 9, 10, 11.
Hey?
12,
Go on.
13, 14, 15 times. Yes, Rachael Burford, 15.
Got a fan club over there.
Yes, got some neighbours tuning in, Burf. We're going to grab you a pen.
Yeah, I've got one. What was it?
15, straight in there to the top of the leaderboard.
Oh, I like that.
Outstanding. There we go. Ashley, no
Should have
pressure.
gone first.
You should have gone first, please. Should have set the standard.
You literally didn't move.
All right, here we go. Chris
Come on,
Ashton,
you got this.
no
Come on.
pressure. 3, 2, 1, off you go.
Oh, that's
1,
why.
2, 3,
Forgotten.
5,
Speed it up.
6, 7, 8.
That's it.
Good. 9, 10.
Oh,
Still 10. Oh, still 10.
it's those big shoulders.
Yeah, 11. Good hand.
Time.
Oh,
12.
I'll take 12.
Hey.
12.
Compared to the
Chris
warm-up
Ashton
round.
coming in
Way
strong
better.
with
That's what
12.
Put him in right there.
Guys, great effort.
Yeah, I'll take that for sure.
good.
I thought it was going to be
Strong.
a disaster.
No. Well, hey, when the benchmark is Benel, that was outstanding effort. Really good stuff. And guys, if you like the look of the back to front challenge as well, please send your entries in. We'll get your efforts put in to the show as well. The hashtag is back to front as well. Or you can also use the WhatsApp number, which is going along the screen as well. Guys, we all okay? No injuries?
I'm out of breath.
Out of
I'm
breath? Yeah.
I think it's anxiety more
You
than
hold
anything.
your breath as well when you're doing it.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to head back inside where you guys can relax and stay calm. But just a quick reminder for you guys, the latest episode of This Rose is out. It's our behind-the-scenes show showing you all the information, all the features coming your way from France. And here's a sneak preview of what's happening this episode.
Just take his legs out.
We're here in the Touquet, it's Argentina week, Everyone's buzzing and we're looking forward to a fantastic week.
There's loads more in that episode, exclusive behind the scenes stuff. So make sure you head to England Rugby's YouTube page to catch up on the latest episode, which is out now. Time for some questions, guys. A bit more calm, a bit more relaxed. But yeah, we've had, guys, thank you so much for sending all your questions in. The first one comes from King K. So thank you for this. Burf, this one's for you to start off with. What's the most important thing you need to become an international sportswoman?
Oof. Hell of a name, King Kane.
King K.
I just think hard work. It's always the thing that's going to get you closer to whatever it is you want to achieve. And as soon as you stop working hard for something, you're not going to get there.
All right, Ashley, what about you?
I think it'd be like not giving up on stuff too easily. Be resilient, because you can get knockbacks, can't you, on different stages. Wherever level you're playing at, you get knockbacks. So I think it's like getting through them and carrying on.
Okay, solid advice, solid advice. Okay, question 2. Ashi, this one is for you. It comes from Noah and Eden. Thank you very much, Noah and Eden, for sending this one in. On screen is Ashi, who would win in a race between you and Topsy?
Oh, I didn't see that.
For context, Noah and Eden are actually my kids.
So give the right answer.
I hope we're back in the dad, surely.
Do they want to know? It's all right. You can make me look good if you want. That's okay.
I'm not sure. Man. We never got the opportunity, did we?
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we could do it outside. Little.
Well, my calf should go right now.
Well, there's a story to be told about the dad's race.
Yeah.
From my hamstring told me very quickly that you need to warm up before you get sprinting anymore. So yeah, that was a bit nervy, but
I reckon it would have been close.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day it would have been close.
Draw, dead heat.
Let's call it. No, you're the dad, mate. You'd have won. You'd have won.
All right, fair enough. Next question. This one comes from Instagram. So thank you very much to Benji Rugby Box for sending this in. Ashi, this one is for you as well. What were you feeling after that try against Australia? I'm guessing this is Twickenham.
Yes, let's hope so. I actually thought a little bit at the time, no, it's fine, this will happen every week. Turns out that doesn't happen every week. So I didn't probably appreciate it as much as I'd hoped, looking back now. You only get one of them in a career if you're lucky. So I wish I'd have stayed in the moment a little bit more, but when you're a bit young and just playing for England, you're like, no, don't worry, I'll do it again next week. No, it doesn't happen. It's the same as the lads like being at a World Cup, it's the same thing. You think, the young lads, you think you might get 2 or 3 World Cups, but you're very lucky to be in, you might only get 1. So I wish I'd have stayed in the moment. But it was an amazing feeling at the time. I can still remember and feel like the roar of the crowd when it happened.
How often did you watch it back?
No, never. At the moment, probably squeeze it in though.
Yeah, a couple of times. I mean, Burf, would you echo that kind of enjoy the moment sentiment?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you've got to recognise where you are right there and then, and sometimes you get caught up in just what's going around you as opposed to what's happening right there and then. And yeah, there's definitely some moments where you can get carried away and think, oh, well, it's just going to happen again, or next week we'll be in the same position, and you will learn very quickly that special moments don't always come around as often as you want them to.
Yeah, absolutely. Make the most of it. Okay, we've got another question here. Ashley, this one is for you.
Not the kids.
This one comes from Alan Walters, England S&C coach.
Okay.
He has asked, any concerns about a lack of shoulder symmetry?
Why is he doing that to me?
Tell us.
There's a story there.
Why is he doing that to me? Right, there is a story here. I've basically just lost the nerve. I had an injury where I lost a nerve in my shoulder, so the muscles just disappear on the right side. It kills me every day that I'll never get them back. That's basically what he's getting at. Yeah.
Harsh.
So I actually lost them at a time when I left Saracens and had to go to France. And you can't go to France injured, otherwise you don't get a contract. Your contract gets ripped up. So I had to pretend I was absolutely fine. And the doctor at the time was like smoking as he's doing my testing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Knowing full well I wasn't fine.
No.
But yeah, so that's what he's getting at. Thanks, Alex.
Oh, what a question. Burf, one for you. This comes from Jeremy on YouTube. Thank you very much, Jeremy. What's been your best calm before the storm atmosphere before a game?
Ooh, that's a good one. Probably my 50th cap at Twickenham.
Okay.
The opportunity to have it there, it was one of those moments that, you know, you think about playing once for England and you see all these other people getting these big milestones and you never think you're going to get there. And then the way, because it was one of the first times that we had played at Twickenham, not first time, but it was one of the times that we played Twickenham, but it was one of the biggest crowds that we had had. So it was kind of like all chill to start with, and then and you get to run out first when it is your 50th. So having that moment and then it just erupting. And then we obviously had a good performance that day as well. So that would definitely be one of my favourite times.
Yeah, very special memories. Ashley, any that jump out? Calm before the storm.
There's a few. There's one in particular. I didn't get picked for England for like 4 years or so. But when the time that I came over to France actually and played was because Eddie Jones just didn't refuse to pick me, so I had to leave and come back. So I eventually came back and managed to get back in the squad and get back. And my first start at home was New Zealand at Twickenham, and it was just a moment before the game where I was like, I'd actually managed to, over a long period of time, managed to get back and get in the team and get playing again.
Yeah.
So it was just a nice feeling before the game to realise that I'd managed to eventually make it work. A very difficult way of doing it, like my path here today.
I had to leave the country to come back, but you made it back. You made it back. That's all that
never
matters.
give up.
Exactly.
Never give up. Resiliency. There we go. Guys, we are nearly done, but a parting word from both of you. Look, you've been out here in France supporting the team, and you've actually been in situations like this as well. We were away from home, What is it like having that support? Not just here when you're away, but actually at home as well. How important is it?
Oh, for me, it's everything. It's when you're out on the field and you can hear the support is one thing. It just makes you want to play even better for those people that are out there to show that they're right behind you, they're willing you on, they want you to be successful and you want to be successful for them. It definitely lifts you when you're on the pitch when you hear them.
I think there's been so close seeing France as well. You can, as for players and being in Marseille, you can feel how many there is English fans knocking around, and everybody's just desperate to do for the team to do well, which I'm convinced they are going to do. It was just great to see them prove a point on the weekend and show that we can get everyone back behind us again. Anyone that was doubting, it's all gone now, and we can all be back on side. And you could see it in the lads as well, how confident they were after the game, like proving people wrong. Or it's good, and it's good to have people back behind us again and supporting us to keep going and get through this World Quarter Final.
Absolutely. Well, full steam ahead and all eyes on Nice for Game 2. Burf, Ashi, thank you very much for joining us for the show. Round of applause. Guys, we will be back next weekend with another episode of O2 Inside Line Live. We'll have some players joining us from camp again, giving us a debrief from their game against Japan. In the meantime, if you need to keep up with anything England Rugby, use the hashtag #WearTheRose. But here's a preview of everything coming up over the next month on England Rugby. We'll see you soon.
What does it mean to you? Hard to define, innit? Cup of tea, pint of ale, chai latte, protein shake. Yeah, a little bit of everything. Like this team, made up of absolute units, speedsters, maestros, even the odd little fella. Players from everywhere that play from anywhere. Mohawks, optional. Fight, non-negotiable. It's all good. Differences are what makes us us. It's when we come together, the magic happens. Listen, you know that rose? Yeah, that one. Whisper it. It's not originally from here, but it's what it means to us that's important. And it represents this beautiful, weird bundle of culture we call home. And that what we play for.